This is the special case in which a doer-checker pair will work for a high SIL system. This is a high SIL doer-checker pattern with an isolated checker. There's a primary CPU that has two pieces in it, and there's a checker CPU as well. The software is that the doer is high SIL and it has both a copy of the checker software and a copy of the doer software. The checker is a smaller, less expensive CPU that only has a copy of the checker software in it. So what you have is a system in which the doer CPU and the checker CPU are both really running a 2 of 2 system because they both have identical checker software doing cross-checks. In addition, the doer CPU has additional doer software, and this doer software does the actual control functions for the system. The pro for this system is that it gives you a high SIL system with a fail-silent behavior, and it has reduced hardware cost for the checker because the checker only needs some of the software, not all of the software. The cons for this pattern are significant. In exchange for one of the two CPUs being smaller, all the software in the system has to be at high SIL, and you have to only have fail-silent behavior. You still have to do the proof tests to make sure your redundancy is completely working, as with the dual 2 of 2 architecture we saw. And you have to be very careful to make sure that the doer can't somehow undermine the operation of the checker. It also requires a doer-checker software architecture as opposed to just multiple copies of doers cross-checked. So what you have is a 2 of 2 system in which one of the CPUs is bigger and allows you to put additional software on it. It also requires your software be structured as a doer-checker architecture, which can be more work than just building SIL3 doers in the first place. And, importantly, all the software in the system must be at the same SIL. A mixed SIL system would be unsafe. So, for example, if you had one CPU with a SIL3 checker and a SIL1 doer, and the other CPU with a SIL3 checker, that's unsafe because the SIL1 low SIL doer could undermine the high SIL checker. And once that happens, you could accumulate a fault in the other checker and have an unsafe system.